All right, what's going on, people? Welcome to DFG podcast number 14. I'm End Time, your host, and I have a full panel. There's a lot to talk about today, so I'm gonna cut right to the chase. We got my brother from another mother, Dark Dad 99. He's playing Bloodstained Curse of the Moon on the Xbox. What's up, Jay? Talk to the people.
In and out.
What you talking about, in and out? His brother, man. We got Nate with us. What's going on, Nate? Talk to me.
What's going on, people? How y'all doing?
Chilling. Everybody is hunkering down. We'll get to that here in a second.
Hey, brother, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. What's going on?
Okay, you on my end, you are like in and out. I cannot understand you.
You don't hear a word I'm saying?
Here. There we go. I can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
No. Yeah,
I mean, because I'm hearing myself on my headset and I'm sounding sexy as always, but that's okay.
See,
I need to satisfy ya.
Oh. There's only one man that can sound sexy, and that's me. So don't take my position, man.
The Dark Dad.
Dark.
All right, let's get
all you need in your life.
Let me get through this introductions, man. We got one more person with us tonight. This is my brother, my flesh and blood brother here. D-Message, Javi, what's going on? Talk to the people.
Corona free and pink the minis, baby.
Look at this, brother.
Corona free.
I thought it's the unmentionable, all right? So we not going to try to
just
bring it up and whatnot.
Okay. Hold on. Let's take the Resident Evil route. If you play Resident Evil, you just call it the C virus.
The C virus. Okay, I mean, you won't call as long as you know, because there's this whole thing about not mentioning, but we all know the deal. But anyways, we ain't gonna make it about that tonight. There's a lot to talk about, guys, and without jumping into this, I'm just gonna say that our last episode, DFG podcast, you can catch it now on youtube.com/drama free gaming, and I've been waiting a long time to say that. We got our own URL. Thank you for everybody subscribing. You guys have been tuning in, you've been checking us out, you've been giving us an opportunity, and you seem to have been liking the content, and here we go, man. No looking back now. So catch us there, catch us on mixer.com. You can catch Dark Dad 99 as well. He's a new school, old school gamer. Hit him up with some love, man. Give him a follow on Mixer as well. And of course, me on End Time, XEND, XTIMEX. That is my gamer tag as well. So, gentlemen, what have we been playing? I'm gonna start from the top of my screen. Jay, what have you been playing these days?
These days I've been bouncing around. I started playing Shadow of War. An old goodie, but a favorite to me. And today, if he hasn't announced it yet, I am playing Bloodstained Curse of the Moon for you guys. It is an old school, it's a new school, old school 8-bit love fest. Reminds me of me. So I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. And also, Resident Evil 3 is right around the corner. And I hope for those that like Resident Evil 2 remake, Resident Evil 3 remake, will be that much sweeter, baby.
Nice.
Make it happen.
Nice. I don't like to be scared, and I didn't play Resident Evil 2 remake, and Resident Evil 3 looks nice and just as scary, if not more. So I'll probably be skipping on it. Nate, what are you playing, brother?
And so I started off I got a cheap copy of Fallout 76. I heard there's an update where they're going to add NPCs to it, so it's going to be basically like Fallout 4, plus you can see other players running around.
Nice.
So I decided to try it without the update first and see what was going on. Yeah, didn't like it. So I'm a little nostalgic, so I actually popped in Skyrim, and I was like, well, let me wander around and see what's going on. So I've been playing some Skyrim. I've also recently got a PS4, so I've been trying to take advantage of some of those exclusives over there, and just trying to experience that world, see what's going on.
Okay. Was this a second pickup of a PS4 or your first time with a PS4?
This is my yeah, this is my second. This is my third go around actually with PS4.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right, guys, and if you're tuning in and you're watching this, I've already picked up maybe 2 little breaks in the video, but we think, and I'm suspecting that wherever you're from, check your internet from time to time, because I wouldn't put it past these companies trying to throttle our internet, especially during the times that we are experiencing now. But so far everything's looking good. Let's move on. Hobby, D message. What have you been playing, bro?
Well, I thought you would have been on this, but I've been on Ori.
Oh, the burn.
Shut up, Jay.
The burn.
Ain't nobody ask you, bro. Focus.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
So-
focused. You the one ain't focused. You ain't
So,
playing what you playing.
Without spoiling anything, did you play the first one, Hobby?
Yes, I did. I beat it.
Okay, cool.
And this second one is beautiful, just like the first.
Nice.
Fun.
Okay.
After this, I'll be playing some Resident Evil 2
Nice.
Revelation with
Yes, sir.
Paco
know
boy,
why I can't hear him
Paquito.
at
Shout
all.
out Paquito.
All right.
And you know what? I might be playing some Fallout 76 with Nate if there's a patch. There's
Okay.
an update.
Okay.
You know I have Resident Evil Revelations, just so you know, Hobby.
Look at this brother recruiting. Yeah, y'all can all, get along, sing Kumbaya and all that other stuff. All right, fine. Anyways,
Sound like, why you hating, man? Why you hating?
I ain't. Nah, it's good.
I tell you what, out of all the Capcom games, I think that's probably the one I could stomach the most. I mean, I don't dig Capcom games, but
Oh, you know
that
what? You
one-
about to step in the ring, brother, because you
Uh-oh.
gonna talk about Capcom.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Alright,
we about to grab out
Period.
the hands of zombies are gonna grab you by your ankles and bring you down to doom, my son.
Hey, I'll tell you. I like the Resident Evils. I played Resident Evil 1 on the original PlayStation.
A day with me, and I will change your life about Capcom.
Oh, all right.
well, there you go.
All I see in Capcom is like a bunch of nonsense fighting games. That's about it. Besides, Resident Evil. But that's just me. I don't know what else they got.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, I'm glad you playing Ori. Did you play Ori before or after I told you to play it? The first one.
No, I was playing Ori before.
Okay, cool. I'm glad to hear that.
I heard,
Okay.
I heard you mention Ori when the second one was coming out. And then I was like, oh, a second one.
Okay, cool. You had already jumped into it and beat it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you a better man than me. I had started Ori and then left it and came back to it literally 2 years later. So, but the good thing is it's on Xbox Game Pass, so it's there, and so is the second Ori. So I haven't played it, and the reason I haven't played it is because I'm hearing that they're still patching it. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of time. I, like Nate, have been on the PS4 Pro, and going back and playing through The Last of Us. It's my third playthrough. I never beat the game. Kept myself spoiler free since 2013, I think, when the game came out. When it came out. I believe it's 2013. Anyways, so been having fun, been streaming it. You can catch those. If you like, I think I've done 9 sessions already. So we're going to beat it this time. So that's what we've been playing, man. So guys, talking about PS4, or PlayStation in general, I'm not going to go through these topics, in order that I have them listed and whatnot. But we finally got kind of sort of a review on the PlayStation 5, at least the specs. And who's laughing? Nate? Nate is laughing.
Yeah.
Nate myself and Jay, we were in the previous DFG podcast episode, which was not an episode. We were just mad through the entire time that Mark Cerny took the stage. I think it was about an hour. And it wasn't just us. It was over 200,000 people tuned in to check out the reveal, quote unquote, of the PlayStation 5, and we did not get an actual look or reveal of the console. What we got was a developer's talk from Mark Cerny, who is arguably a genius. He's the architect of PlayStation. But what was that all about? Now that we've kind of like processed it, Nate, I'm gonna go to you. What was that all about?
No, I honestly don't really know. I watched some of the Xbox stuff, and literally I was excited from the Xbox talk. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be awesome. You know, you felt like, wow, something good is coming. After just watching that PlayStation one, I just kind of like left it saying like, what was that? Like literally, it felt like I went to Best Buy and the guy who knows nothing about computers, he's filling in the computer section, and he basically was just reading me the spec card next to the price and said, yeah, so that's why you should buy this item.
Wow.
Like, that's literally how I felt.
Yeah, Jay, I mean, I'm not going to try to express how you express yourself. How you feeling afterwards? After you process that?
What processing? There's no such thing.
It was garbage. It was garbage. How do you feel? How you feeling about the and this is my opinion, guys, again, as a gamer, how do you feel about the damage control? You know, there's a lot of people out there, a lot of reputable reviewers, etc., whatever you want to call them, in their own respect, you know, trying to see the bright side. A lot of damage control. Well, how do you feeling about that?
No such thing. Either you like it or you don't. And I didn't like it. I don't care about the fluff. If I wanted a fluffer, I'd read it. Otherwise, keep it moving.
Javi, did you get a chance to like even hear or see anything about, you know, this announcement?
Nah, negative.
You didn't get a
I
chance?
don't really follow PlayStation stuff.
Okay, fair enough. Well, PlayStation, you know, a lot of people spoke about how PlayStation didn't really specify that this was going to be a Mark Cerny GDC talk, because GDC got canceled because of the unmentionable one. And,
hold on, for those who don't know who GDC is or what GDC is, break it down for them.
The Game Developers Conference is just one of the many events throughout the year that unfortunately has been canceled. You know, we understand why, but the Game Developers Conference is where you get game developers, people in the industry, you get a lot of indie companies, anyone and everyone who is pretty much in the development of the tech that you and I enjoy. They get there and they discuss, you know, specs, and that's what Mark Cerny did from PlayStation 5. He got on stage and it was a spec talk. A lot of good information, but if you're not a tech person, or more importantly, if you're a gamer and you was expecting, like a lot of people were expecting, a reveal of games of the console, you didn't get that, and you left highly upset. Highly upset. Was it a mistake? What do you think, Nate? Was it a mistake? That should they have like rethought the plans? I don't know if there is a plan at this time. Excuse me.
No, and as you stated before, and I'm gonna cut them this much slack, which is not a lot. With the unmentionable, a lot of people are being forced to wing it and develop extra senses, if you will. With that being said, they weren't at all prepared. It kind of just looks like, oh wow, great movie, great cast, but you know what, we lost budget after the second scene, so let's go ahead and wrap it up with $300. Basically, that was it. You know,
I mean, do you think
it was something that I'm pretty sure that was planned, but then it was just like it was just rushed, and it was not what it was supposed to be.
Now, do you think that presentation, the talk that Mark Cerny was giving in front of that, because I don't think it was a live audience, it was like 4 people, you know, at least what they showed, and it was like silhouettes. It kind of like looked like what's that movie, Home Alone, when he had the cardboard cutouts and whatnot. Anyways, it wasn't live. Do you think that was live, or you think it was pre-recorded?
No, it's hard to. It was hard to tell, but it's possible it could have been pre-recorded. I mean, look, I wouldn't put it past them if they blacked out a little section of a studio or a warehouse and just said, "Hey, let's just do it here," and they won't know the difference. Looking from the camera, you can't tell the difference that we're shooting it in our warehouse. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You know, which I have a term when companies do that, I call it, that's very WWE-ish. You know,
that's a burn.
You need to elaborate on that. Elaborate on that.
That's
You're a wrestling
fan.
WWE World Wrestling Entertainment is infamous for trying to pull the wool over the fans' eyes.
Okay.
And it's so, but if you're a real fan of WWE, you know, you're checking other channels that you know all the background information, so you're like, oh, I can't believe that they actually just did that. The funny thing is that WWE knows that you know that they're gonna do it, but they're still gonna do it anyway, and say, you know what, maybe they won't figure it out, but we know they're gonna figure out. And they're infamous for doing this at live events. Just to give a brief without not opening up a can of worms. For instance, right now, because of the unmentionable, they're filming all their live events at the Performance Center. So literally, they're holding a wrestling show with no audience there, and they're doing things now. The big talk is about WrestleMania. And they're gonna try and they're gonna be WWE-ish, and they're gonna try and sell people a WrestleMania show, and just hope that everybody forgets that this WrestleMania is gonna be in an empty auditorium, and it's gonna have zero the effect as what it always has had every year. But they're still selling it at the same price, and they're being WWE-ish.
Wow.
You know, they're refusing to back down. And so that's what I mean by Sony pulling a move like, we'll pull the wool over their eyes, but who cares? They're still going to buy it. They're being WWE-ish.
Wow.
If I could just touch on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, coming from, you know, the wrestling, the love of wrestling myself, was it like the time when WCW was more popular than WWE, and they had to their camera shots were all like low because they couldn't fill the upper decks of the stadiums with fans. So that's like pulling a WWE.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
That sounds right.
Camera tricks and everything, because you're just hoping that in some mystical way they're going to forget about it. You know, it's the mall cop illusion that I'm putting my hand to my left side and turning at the right angle when you can't tell if it's a flashlight or if it's a gun.
That brother said mall cop. But yeah, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors, and wow. So this is just gonna be a general question. Anybody want to jump in? All three y'all can answer. So is Sony, and this is from a gamer's perspective, is Sony just riding high off of the PS4 success that they pretty much are like, you know what? We don't got to give nothing to nobody. We're just going to follow our course of action and do what we're going to do, like whatever? Or is it that they really don't have a plan in place. Like, what is it? Or maybe something else. Talk to me, people.
Go ahead, Nate. I'll let you start off. I'll go last.
I think it could be a legit. Honestly, it could be a little bit of both. A little bit of it could be them not being planned. At the same token, I do think that it's them also writing the coattail of those previous successes. They're they're one of those companies that put it this way: when you're as confident as that as a company, you don't care anymore about pleasing people because you're gonna get your dollars regardless. For instance, Walmart once was gonna build a store somewhere, and they told them, no, you can't. You're gonna have to plant trees. Walmart said, I don't want to buy, I don't want to do that. So they said, okay, well, since you don't want to do that, well, then we're gonna fine you for every tree that you pull up. Walmart just pulled out their checkbook and said, here's a check. Because for them, it's like, dang, like, we don't care. Like, we're going to get money regardless. Like, this ain't going to affect us. And I just think it's just the same thing with PlayStation. Like, maybe they're not, maybe they're so confident in their product that it's like, man, it ain't even a competition. I'm going to razzle, Jay's feathers a little bit. It's like Allen Iverson saying, come on, practice. So
that ain't ruffling my feathers. That's funny.
I mean, I understand. I understand. There's a thing that's, it's confidence. Okay, your confidence in your product, your confidence in your pedigree. Man, I'm even gonna say it again as a gamer, and I've said it here many times. I prefer the Xbox console because that's where all my friends are at. That's where I play. I just prefer it. But PlayStation has the pedigree. I mean, they got the exclusive games. That's the reason why I picked up a PS4 Pro to go get those experiences, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. But there's a thing, that goes beyond just being confident. Like right now, I don't care how much damage control is out there as a gamer, and if I preferred PlayStation, right now I'm starving. Like, all I got is a logo and a Mark Cerny GDC talk. That's all I got. No reveal of games. And I said it at the end of the last podcast. I'm concerned. Like, it doesn't seem like PlayStation got a plan. And if they do, they're rolling it out real slow. And so far, they're like 0 for 2, 0 for 3. That's not a good average. What do you think? What do you guys think? Talk to me.
Well, I'm gonna come with it then, since everybody seems like they scared to talk. I'm gonna make it very simple and very efficient. PlayStation 1, success. PlayStation 2, success. PlayStation 3, success. PlayStation 4 speaks for itself. They just being idiots at this point. I think you said it the best. They riding the coattails off previous things that they accomplished, and at the end of the day, it hasn't helped their side or story not one bit. It's hurt them. But if you're a techie, and there are a lot of gamers that are tech heads, it was tech porn. I mean, legit, it was tech porn. If that was your thing, you got off on it.
So you have no concerns for the PlayStation. You think they're all right, even though they've only shown a logo and a Mark Cerny GDC talk. That's it.
That's it. And the only reason I say that is very simple. They the ones with the information. All we can do is sit back and wait on it.
Interesting.
Honestly,
Why would you care if you have the info? If I know something you don't, okay. That means that at the end of the day, when we ready to break out what we need to break out, you'll know about it.
So I'm going to let Javi jump in here, but I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to let Javi say whatever he needs to say. That doesn't sound like real consumer friendly. Doesn't sound like, you're putting your fans, like, ahead of your own interests. It's like,
I respond to
y'all
it,
gonna
too.
follow us, y'all gonna buy our machine, our games, cause we got you. I mean, that's what it sounds to me. Hobby, what were you gonna say?
WWE.
That's exactly what I was gonna touch on. The big three have nothing to worry about because there's always gonna be gamers and there's always gonna be success. You know, whether, like you said, whether you have friends in the console or whether you're a loner gamer that just likes, you know, to do online or offline stuff. There's a system for you, you know, regardless of age, gender, or whatever. So they're not gonna lose out. You know, it boils down to dollars and cents. They're always gonna make the dollar. So I don't think they're worried about showing or proving anything to us, because we're just gonna eat anything that they throw at us. Honestly.
Yeah.
It-
Go ahead.
It just makes the most sense. And those people that don't like it, you haven't been following the game long enough. I mean, that's just what it is. It
Yeah,
sucks,
I mean, it's
but it is what it is.
It is. It is what it is. You know, the thing that makes me laugh is, you know, in 2013, right? That was the release of the PS4 and the Xbox, right? The Xbox One. And when you go back to that, what was it that Xbox caught heat for? Aside from them being dumb and packaging the Kinect being what, $100 more than the PlayStation.
You talking about the games that once you put in the game, it's bound to your system.
Well, and but remember we were talking about resolution. Remember that there was the whole argument. That's what it really rested on. It was like, oh, the Xbox only plays 720. I can play in 1080. You remember that?
I remember that.
Right? That was the gauge, the measurement of power, right? That was the whole what the console quote unquote wars rested on. It was like, and it was stupid because if you put the specs of one machine next to the other, you would see that there was like minimal differences. And it was, the whole argument was like, I can play 5 games on my PlayStation 4 at 1080. You could only play 2 on your Xbox at 1080. You know, it was really stupid, to be honest. You know, eventually PS4 just kept hitting it out of the park with the games because we got 3 things that have not been revealed yet. That's the price, the release date, and what else? Price, release date, and games. Really, like, you know, I'm talking about full-blown montage of here are the games that are coming for this next gen console. So those 3 things.
Well, there's more than that because I did a little follow-up reading and read a couple of sites, and the one thing I want to know about Sony is very simple. I want them to bring back, you know, their old school games. I mean, it's what it was, and it is looking like the only thing they'll be able to be backwards compatible is PlayStation 4. Not 1, 2, or 3, just 4.
No, let's be specific. They said the top 100 of the most played PS4 games. Okay, it's not all your PS4 games, and I think that even since that announcement, they've walked that back and said, "Oh no, we're gonna be able to play PS3, PS2, PS1 games." Now, how they're gonna do it? All I know is that they are way behind in the backwards compatibility department because Xbox has been working on this for a long time, and PlayStation now is when they're like, oh, we need to jump on this.
You know, And all it takes for them to make a comeback, you can play any PlayStation 1, 2, or 3 game on our system. Done.
So you think? So let me ask you guys. You think that's actually going to happen, or are they going to give us a couple of limited games like PS4 games that we can play on our PS5, but the rest of them you're gonna have to like maybe subscribe to like PS Now or something, or whatever their cloud service is gonna be once they get that up and going?
They'd be stupid if they didn't. That would be the worst
but I'm
mistake
saying,
ever.
But what I'm asking is, do you think that they're gonna make all their games, all of them, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 games, compatible and accessible on the PlayStation 5 and moving forward? Or do you think they're going to WWE us and say, oh yeah, we're gonna give you these games, but you're gonna have to subscribe in order to play your PlayStation 1 games, PlayStation 2 games, PlayStation 3 games, and the PlayStation 4 games that we, deemed are not worthy because we're only gonna give you 100 of the top most played games? What do you think is gonna happen?
Probably a subscription service. Just makes the most sense.
Why?
They're gonna do that because the thing about it is that they can't. They're giving away a lot. Like, and if you think about it, so
they're not giving away anything.
But no. I'm saying if you make it complete backwards compatible, that means that everywhere those games are being sold, all of a sudden now, they go up. But guess what? Who gets that money? All the retro shops that have PS2 games still. All the pawn shops that have PS2 games. GameStop might say, okay, we're taking these out the warehouse and we're going to put them back in the store because now there's value in it.
Wrong.
And we're going to jump the price up. So all these companies are going to be making money off of making it backwards compatible. But if they say, hold up, if we do subscription based, we do a subscription, we keep the money for ourselves.
Well, first off, most companies, most collectors, they already make those little stores rich. So, that's already a null argument, because if you want the game, you're going to buy it. Or you can be like me and ride the 7 Seas.
So let me jump in there. So where's the uproar as to Sony, not being customer friendly, serving the customer? Because Xbox says, hey, if you got OG Xbox or Xbox 360 and you own the game, you can just slip that disc in your system and it's there, it's yours.
And if
where's the uproar?
You can buy it.
I don't understand where the uproar is coming from.
And if you don't have it, you can buy it. Because I just bought Toe Jam and Earl. That's like
so beautiful.
Right.
Because that just brought back happy times. So, I mean, they need to do something like that. Not necessarily subscription for all the PlayStation 1 games and then another subscription for all the PlayStation 2 games, but individual. I think that's where they'll make their most. If each game $1 here, $1 there, that's $1 million later, and it's on.
How many customers does Sony have?
Exactly. I mean, over
exactly.
Over what?
So if you sell a game for $5, just $5, and you got 5 million subscribers, you do the math.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's always about making that dollar. What I'm comparing here is the way that Xbox has gone about it since Phil Spencer came in. Let's be fair, and they started developing game services, like Game Pass, putting day and date their first party games on Game Pass, bringing in a lot of titles from third party developers that, to see like Doom, not Doom Eternal, but Doom 2016, other games from Bethesda, Madden was on there. To see these games on Game Pass for subscribers, that's a big deal. I would love to see PlayStation do that, but I'm not confident that they're going to. I think they're going to lock their exclusive games for as long as they can. They're not gonna put them day and date on like a Game Pass service. Maybe I'm wrong. What do y'all think about that?
I'll let you two young brothers handle that.
What do you think? You think there'll be a day that we'll still be alive as gamers, that we'll see PlayStation pretty much copy and paste what Game Pass is and do it on the PlayStation?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. That. What is it? The words. I can't get the words right now, but it's each one ripping off the other one is not. That's nothing. You know, if you're smart about it, you take what's best of your competitors and you just make it your own. You can't copyright that, you know. So they're gonna have to have some kind of subscription.
All right. I think Javi like died off there at the end. You still with us, Javi?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, so Javi thinks that, you know, they're gonna have day and date eventually. They'll go that route or something similar. Yeah, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, we gotta remember also, these are companies looking to make money. At the end of the day, how they go about it, that's another thing. Do you think, and I'm gonna move on from this PlayStation thing because I don't want to keep talking about it. I think a lot of other people, you know, have covered it, this and that. Look up Digital Foundry. They've made not only videos of Xbox. They went out to Redmond, invited by Xbox to check out the Xbox Series X specs. They got deep dives into that. They actually make it to where you could understand it. And the same with the PlayStation as far as the specs, because again, we haven't seen a console. We've only got a logo and the Mark Cerny GDC talk. You know, so that's all we got. But if you're interested, you could look further into that. But let me ask you guys before we move on to the next thing. Just kind of like cell phones, you know, you're either Apple or you're Android. Do you think that it's the same way with game consoles? Are we already like to the point where you're either locked into one or the other? And maybe that's why these companies can afford, quote unquote, to think the way that they are thinking. Like, hey, we already got our customers locked. They ain't going nowhere. We can do whatever we want.
Well, there are a lot of diehard guys that are either Sony or Microsoft. I know a lot of Sony cats that can't stand the Xbox and go burning. Hey, Xbox and go die. Like, okay, but I'm gonna play the game regardless of the fact. I'm just saying. But you'll always have two opposing sides. You'll always have people who want to spend their money their way, which is fine. How you spend your money is your business. But at the end of the day, you'll never be able to satisfy everybody. That's been proven, and it'll never change.
Anybody else want to chime in?
Honestly,
I
most,
mean,
most families now have dual consoles. You know, yeah, I agree with Jay. You know, there are some dieharders out there, but even the diehard Xbox people, you know, game on their computers. You know, only because they can. So there's I think there's more people out there that got dual consoles or even the big.
Nate, you want to say something?
I mean, I agree with them. I mean, they basically said it. I mean, there are some, you know, I think that it is kind of you know, you can own two systems, but you can't own two phones. I mean, well,
yes, you can.
And there's some other stuff. I corrected. But the difference is that I think most people will have two systems because they enjoy having the best of both worlds, but you do have those diehard. I mean, I know people to this very day. Like I tell them, why don't you get an Xbox? Oh, X? No, I hate Xbox. Like, don't ever say a curse word around me again. And you still have a lot of people like that who are just diehard, PlayStation. I mean, I don't see it. I'm be honest, I don't see why, but I mean, there are some people out there. I have both systems, but I have my own theory on that. But I think there's always going to be those people out there who are diehard, just like how there's people out there who swear up and down that Apple is the best phone ever made, and it's just like, bro, they're made by the same company at the end of the day. Like,
well, no, they're made in the same country, is what you meant to say.
not gonna open that can of worms, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I'm just calling it like it is, man. If you don't like what I got to say, tough, but that's just the way it is.
All right.
Nothing wrong with that.
We know what they made. Everybody and their mama knows what they made.
I hear you guys. I'm gonna move the topic along, but yeah, I think we spoke our piece on it. Like I said, who knows? At the end of the day, I think, and I'm gonna put my 2 cents in. Yeah, gamers are gonna own multiple consoles if they can, if they want to play certain games. I personally wish that maybe Xbox and PlayStation would take a page out of Nintendo and give us some of like these Nintendo Direct reveals where they just come out with some half-hour pre-recorded show and just show me games. Don't talk to me about specs. Don't talk to me about all this other stuff. It's fine. I'm a kind of a sort of tech head. I like that stuff. But at this stage of the game, what's gonna sell me is gonna be your games. And if that game is on that console, I might not run out day one to get it, but eventually I'm gonna see myself there. So anyways, next thing, I think this would be fun for us to just chat about for a little bit. We don't have to like stay on it for too long. And it's been known already for maybe 2 weeks. E3 got canceled, along with a bunch of other shows. And wow, I wanted to just ask you guys, do you guys have any fond memories of E3? I've never been to the show live, but I have some fond memories of us tuning in together and, joking around, chatting, while we anticipated reveals. Anybody got anything to say about, how y'all feel? Are y'all gonna miss it? Or is no big deal? Well,
It ain't no big deal, man.
Jay said it ain't no big deal. Okay.
It's not.
He ain't nostalgic for E3. Jay don't care.
Look, man. Just like we get our news through any other source, we gonna get it all the same. Microsoft can hold an online conference, Sony can hold an online conference, and Nintendo's been doing it before both of them. I doubt we gonna miss it. So I'm not holding my breath. It ain't nothing but a thing to me. I know it sounds cold and callous, but so does life. Life sucks. It is what it is.
E3 could easily be a pay-per-view spec. You don't need people going into a building and walking around looking at what's behind it. It could easily just be pay-per-view. It's not like it's Comic-Con. Comic-Con got like the artists, you get the autographs, you get celebrities and things like that. There's a whole bunch of different things. Like really, like E3 is not that,
Besides, it's more of a spectacle than a game show anyway.
Yeah,
that's what it's become.
I don't see E3 selling out as fast as like things like Comic-Con and stuff because of the variety,
All right, I'll give you that. I will give you that in a heartbeat.
So what about you, Nate? You wanted to jump in there and say anything about that?
I agree. I mean, as for memories, I just remember. I think Gears of War is my fondest memory, just because Gears is kind of a fan favorite on the Xbox. A lot of people love it, and I do remember like those E3 moments. It's like, oh man, and I know for me, every E3, I'm waiting for them to announce like, oh, there's gonna be a Splinter Cell. I gotta see it, and then I'm let down. But I agree with Jay and Javi. Like, I don't honestly see it as a crippler as much, a crippler. I think, as we talked about gaming and we talked about, just what everybody's doing, you'll always have access to that information. I mean, there's trailers out for games that are not even out yet, and without us even seeing on E3, is this, you get a little extra trailer and you get to hear somebody talk or maybe play a little demo and show you. Will it hurt? No, but there's other avenues in this day and age to see it. But I think once before we became so information savvy, if you will, it was definitely something that people, look forward to.
And that's another thing that gets me, Nate. Everything's a trailer. There's no actual gameplay in most of these things. It's like, I want to see meat. I want to see, someone with a controller and bust through half a level, even if it's level 1.
Let's talk about it. Since we on the subject of E3 and Javi, I hate to cut you off. Do you guys remember when Anthem came out at E3?
Oh man, why are we bringing Anthem back up?
Because when Anthem was released on E3, what did we get? Great gameplay. Oh my God, that looks awesome. And then, we got the comical, let's get this scripted thing going on real quick with everybody, and that was garbage.
And I don't think that the Anthem quote-unquote reveal at E3 was gameplay. It was running on a high-end PC. It was a trailer. It wasn't somebody with a controller in their hand playing.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, I'm just saying for clarity's sake, like, because there's been games like Uncharted, Tomb Raider that have been played on stage. God of War.
Division?
I don't remember Division, but anyways. But I'm saying that these were some of the times that these games I just mentioned were actually played, and then what we got was what we actually saw in that little snippet. With you guys pretty much saying what you said about E3, that we can get the information through streaming. We know that now. So all these companies are gonna do their own presentations. They're gonna stream it, whatever the event's gonna be. Is E3 coming back next year, or is E3 done?
It'll be back. Too much money invested.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, it'll be back. Yeah,
it's all about the money.
Yeah, right. They also sell them tickets.
Yeah, so it's all about the dollar. So long as they can make a dollar.
You get people from around the world to go to these things, and it's not only for us as the fans. It's for people who make processors and use things for computers and everything else. That probably the draw is not so much in players, like us.
Right. So y'all all agree that it's gonna come back then. E3's not dead.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's a business platform.
How's it gonna come back? I mean,
too many celebrities involved, too much money involved.
Well, let me play devil's advocate. We had EA that was there, but they really weren't there because they wasn't at the E3 event. You had Xbox in their own theater. PlayStation has missed. I mean, they wasn't gonna go this year, but they didn't go last year either. So it's 2 years in a row they pulled out. Nintendo, the same thing. So you guys are still saying that E3 is gonna come back, but how's it gonna look? In what capacity? Who's gonna be there?
Like celebrities.
like I said, E3 is gonna be for geeks, the computer geeks, the behind the scenes people. It's gonna be one big business conference. It's not gonna be for gamers. It's not.
Okay. All right. I mean, I guess we're gonna have to
telling-
wait
he's
and
telling
see.
Look at, if I could,
Yeah.
look at one thing that was interesting, and let's talk about Keanu Reeves promoting that game
Mm-hmm.
because he's in it,
Right.
right? Look at how the fans got a draw. Oh my God, it's Keanu Reeves. We don't know what else he did there. If he was signing, if he gave away signed posters, whatever. But let's say, for say's sake, that happened. They got a signed poster from him. Now we have, and then they missed it this year, right? Now you're creating a void of saying that you're not missing anything, but what could you really be missing? You know, if superstars are actors, basketball players, you know who names it, and he's not the first one, because I mean, we got dude who was in Crackdown 2.
Terry Crews.
Right.
Yes, I mean, there are actors in video games, and they've been making guest appearances for a while. But if that's something that they start hitching on, and you start seeing more of that, then now E3 becomes like Javi used, a Comic-Con event where they're going to say, oh, well, see your favorite actor because he's going to be in this game, you
Right.
know? And again, that's WWE-ish because they have a fan access also, where you not only buy a ticket to go to WrestleMania, but if you buy fan access, then before WrestleMania, you stand in a very long line just to see, you know, 5 random wrestlers. You don't know who that's going to be, but guess what? It could be Seth Rollins, it could be Roman Reigns, it could be Goldberg, for all you know. So you're going to pay for that suspense because you don't know who's there. So think about it. At E3, it's like if you create that mist over their eyes, like, hey, what stars could be here this year? You know,
Honestly, though,
then
Nate,
obviously it's some money making.
that can't happen only because E3 only previews the. Now, if they had a copy of the game and you can get the autographs of these people on your copy of the game, that would be the difference. Because what makes MegaCon a success is that comic books, pictures with them, you know, posters, there's voice actor, you know, My Little Pony voice actors who own Star Trek, you know, The Next Generation. So you got multiple people in multiple capacities, and there's physical things that people can go and get, and exclusive that they can snap. There's no E3 exclusive anything. Like, you can't go over there and say, oh, the new Need for Speed is coming out. We're gonna give you a pair of racing gloves autographed by, you know, whoever,
Diesel.
you know, and because nobody's gonna go for that. They would if it an exclusive Need for Speed actual game that you can get autographed, you know, The Rock or whoever else from Fast and Furious or whatever. That's the difference. And the big video game companies are not gonna pay out to print out posters that they're gonna throw out at the end of the day, or anything else.
Good point. Good point. Something that makes me think.
Really good point.
Something that makes me think about, and Javi, you touched upon it, about having an actual physical copy of something. I'm thinking about the content creators, the indie content creators. You know, these smaller, you know, developers that this is their bread and butter. Like, this is how they get exposure. You know, what's gonna happen with that?
You know, Bruce, you know, just say it. Minecraft could hold its own in E3.
It could.
Right now, I'm staring at a Minecraft plushie of a black cat that I bought my wife a couple years ago. And it's like they can just mass produce anything, plushies, keychains, anything, and just go sit at E3 and not even have a new game or an expansion for Minecraft. Just sit in a corner and sell like crazy much.
But Minecraft is not an indie company. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
But
no,
they started as Mahjong started as a Chinese indie company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then they got that Microsoft money behind them. But I'm talking about the little companies that haven't gotten the exposure. I mean, if Minecraft wouldn't have had a platform, quote unquote, to be discovered, you know, an E3, one of these shows, we might not have a Minecraft today.
True, but at the same time, at the end of the day, it's all the same. Like, you can ask this question 800 different times, and it always end up at the same answer. E3 is just a show for them to make money. It's sad, it hurts, but I don't know how else to say it. They turned it into that.
So we all agree it's coming back. It's not going away. E3 will be back, and we'll be in front of our TV screens, anticipating the show, and hopefully not being disappointed like we've been the last 2 years.
If they smart, we won't be disappointed.
Right.
But that's up to gaming company.
Maybe not sitting in front of the TV or even bothering to watch it, but reading about it, you know, later on, you know, on some social media platform.
Right.
You know, because it's not gonna be for us anymore.
Gotcha. All right. Well, interesting, man. I mean, I you know, it's like you got two sides of the coins there. Like, yeah, we're gonna get our news because that's the age we live in, and I agree with you guys 100%. You know, we can get it through mass media, different channels, different services. But then the flip side of it is it ain't going nowhere because it's an industry, and somebody somewhere is gonna make money on it, even if the show becomes something totally foreign to what we know or we've experienced.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, did you guys hear about, well, first of all, do you guys know the 2K company?
Visual Concepts.
There you go. And how do you know Visual Concepts?
NBA 2K started its life at Dreamcast 1999. September 9th, 1999, Visual Concepts released a game called NFL 2K. NFL 2K absolutely surprised the market with the realism that, you know, John Madden wasn't doing. It did everything John Madden didn't do, except John Madden had the money to, you know, take the market.
Well, and I remember that it was $20.
That was at the final year.
Brand new. You can pick up an NFL simulation fully licensed game that rivaled and, in my opinion, was better than Madden.
Oh, there are people who tell you right now that NFL 2K was better than Madden.
There people tell you now that NFL 2K is still better than Madden today.
People still swear by
NFL 2K is what got me into NBA 2K.
Right. NFL 2K.
It's funny because NBA 2K killed live. So.
So 2K and the NFL are back in the news, kind of, sort of, because to make, you know, a long story short, 2K is not going to be putting out a simulation to rival Madden. You know, Madden and the NFL are still in bed. You know, they're still going to be faithful to one another, and they're going to be the one and only as far as like exclusive simulation. But 2K is going to be putting out kind of like a street style game. At least that's the buzz. How y'all feeling about that?
What, they making another Blitz?
Maybe.
I miss NFL Street.
That's the buzz. It's not 2K's not putting out a simulation. Let's get that straight, because a lot of people jumped on the announcement and said, "Oh, 2K is back. Madden is dead, blah blah blah." And I even got excited. But when I dug a little bit more, it was specific that 2K said that they were not going to be making a simulation. That's still Madden's arena, but NFL has, kind of done a little side deal there. And who knows? What do you expect? I expect maybe like a Blitz type game. How y'all feeling about that?
NFL Street was a bomb. I love NFL Street.
Only you would like NFL Street.
You ain't like Street? You ain't like Street,
No!
Jay? Why not?
NFL Street.
Are you a hardcore simulation? You don't like
No,
arcade
I like
style? Go ahead.
I'm a Blitz man.
Oh, Blitz. Okay.
Don't bite on Blitz.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
what they did.
Blitz was the one where you could like jump off sides and like suplex the other guy, right? If he did a touchdown or something.
Yeah.
Nah. Oh, Blitz.
Blitz. Yeah.
Other game like Blitz. What was it? Facebreaker.
Facebreaker. Okay, I remember. But Jay's right about that. Blitz was like, that was fun. I remember playing Blitz. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's really good. So 2K is back in the NFL kind of realm. Who knows if they make a game and it's popular enough, they hit it off with the fans. Who knows? Look at what MLB The Show. It's now on the Nintendo Switch, on the Xbox, because MLB told PlayStation, hey, you want to keep making games and selling it on your system, you're going to have to make it for the Xbox and for the Switch. That's the only way you're going to keep the license.
They're not stupid.
So, we thought the day would never come, but there it is. So when you boot up your MLB, 2021? I guess it'll be next season. It's going to have a PlayStation logo. It's gonna boot up on your Xbox Series X, and it's gonna say PlayStation somewhere in there. But you're gonna be playing MLB The Show. So
I mean, the show has probably been one of the best baseball games I've ever seen. I've owned a couple of them, and I've never been disappointed.
Yeah, the show is dope. I don't think there's any other baseball that I would play out there. Now, I'm not a baseball fan, but I definitely recommend the show to anyone and everyone. It's legit. Year after year, the game gets better and better. So, what's going on? Paco Boy is in the chat on Mixer. Everybody say hello to Paquito.
What's up, young man?
I don't know how long that brother been there, but I just looked over and saw it. Let's see, at 8:21. What time is it now? No, at 10:21. Oh, about a minute. He just jumped on. All right, cool. So that's 2K.
I'ma catch you on that Resident Evil soon.
Yeah.
I've been pitching people to get that game. Nobody wants to listen to me.
It's not that nobody wants to listen to you, man. It's just, you've been talking to the wrong people. That's what it is.
Nah, I'm talking to y'all. Y'all just don't hear me.
Well, now you got some semi fans here that are willing to play with you now, Jay. So feel some of that love.
No, I don't want that kind of love. I don't need no grown man rubbing up on me. Y'all keep that.
All right, let me chat about something else. So it's, what's the day? March 24th. I think today's the 24th. I think today was the day, if I'm not mistaken, that Ghost Recon was going to release its new and improved immersion gameplay. Did y'all hear about that? You ain't hear about that. You've been out the loop that long, huh? So here it is. Here it is in a nutshell. Ghost Recon went back to the drawing board, and you're gonna still be able to play with the gear score implemented, but a lot of people in the Ghost Recon community were not happy with that. So now the immersion is going to allow you to play without gear score. So no more gear score like in the division. And I don't know if there's any other real changes to it. I know there's some Splinter Cell stuff that's in there now. Some missions, kind of like what they did with. You ain't hear about that? You surprised at this, Nate? Wait, talk to me, Nate.
It says Splinter Cell, and I got up.
Yes. You better look it up, brother. I guess you're not. You don't have the pulse on it. Your finger on the pulse, but Sam Fisher is in Ghost Recon. And
yep, I'm loading it in right now.
He's in there, and you're gonna be running some missions. There's gonna be some new classes, and like I said, this immersion mode might be good to go. Like, I'm gonna check it out. I, coming from the division, really didn't care for the gear score in Ghost Recon. I think it was out of place, but it didn't bother me because I played the division. But Paco says we need 4 to retry that raid. Yeah, we do. And so I don't know how this immersion mode is going to better the experience, worsen the experience, if it's going to even mean anything, to be honest, as far as getting into the raid and all these other activities. But there's some changes. There's the changes to come in. So I don't know. It seems like you guys got caught off guard by me mentioning this.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
Just a Splinter Cell part.
Well, you guys have played Ghost Recon more than I have, and you guys have actually done the raids. So I want to hear what your opinions are at this point, because even I'm kind of like, hey, come on now, don't give me no dead end.
No, so all right. So Ghost Recon, but in order, let's set the pace with the first one, right? The first one was really good. No complaints with Ghost Recon Wildlands. No complaints at all. They added a lot of stuff that we still haven't even embarked on. Like, it's crazy how packed that game is. Like, really, while like Breakpoint, it felt like that, but I think that gear score thing, it kind of, it kind of muzzled the feeling for it a little bit. And I think in doing that, it's a good thing that they took it off, because I liked it, but it just kind of felt a little nostalgic, like basically, hey, this is like Division all over again. Fight to get to this gear score, and then we do this raid or do this thing together. One thing I can add to it is, and Javi can probably put input on this, the Terminator live event that they did was awesome. I think that was showing like, okay, that was showing like what they could do. And I was like, okay, if they keep up events like this, then they got me. That was really fun. You got some great takeaway weapons from it. A lot better than the Predator thing that they did. That Terminator live event was just amazing. Javi, what you think?
Yeah, that Terminator, it was definitely compared to the Predator stuff that they did, it was like meat and potatoes, it was good. It was good. Yeah, maybe there's been so many Terminator movies they can expand on. There's only been one Predator movie, but yeah, they should definitely do more things like that. Yeah, that's that.
Yeah, Paco said in the chat that the event, he enjoyed that event. The event was fun. I didn't play it, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it didn't really call my attention. I know that in Wildlands we did play the Predator when we was hunting the Predator, but in Ghost, it just, I don't know, I like the game a whole lot, but the event for the Terminator didn't call my attention. I can agree with you guys with the gear score. Like I said a moment ago, I was like, certain things that I have a problem with Ghost is really the crafting. Like the crafting makes no sense at all. You can collect material and or you can purchase the material. Even customizing your weapons, it felt artificial. You know, it felt like you was doing minimal changes but no real unique or specific changes to your gear. So I really didn't care. It's like every time I picked up a new weapon or got a blueprint, I just went crafted it, or if it was a higher quote unquote gear score, and I just kept doing that until I got enough gear score to do the events that I needed to do, and that was it. I didn't give it a second thought. The stats and all that other stuff. That's why I'm curious about this immersion game mode. I mean, it's gonna do away with that.
Right.
That water canteen too.
Yeah, that whole water canteen bit. That was stupid.
Oh, that was crazy. But you know what though? If they take, and I'm sorry, Jay, I didn't mean to, but just to chime in on what you said with that immersive mode. So the first Ghost Recon has a mode like that, right? And
you talking about Wildlands?
Literally, I think Wildlands. Yes, Wildlands had a mode like that. You got one life, so if you die, that's it, right? Now, next to that, they also did something where you start off from scratch. You have certain things are very limited. It was a lot more realistic, and when I played that gameplay, I was like, "Yo, this is hot! Like, this is dope!" Like, it actually makes you, when you go up on the base, like actually take your time, like do some real recon, and it felt more halting. I think in like when you got to a level in Breakpoint, there was a level that you got to where it's like you didn't care anymore. What stealth or loud, it is what it is. Everybody's going down. You know, with Division, you were strategic about every point you hit because you know that, okay, this is about to get crazy. So we need to be strategic. We can't just be running in there like anything. And I think that, you know, even in Wildlands had that aspect. So I think that even the fact that, you know, Breakpoint didn't come with that, that's the part where they fell at. It just, you know, just felt like an ordinary shooter. It's like,
yeah,
you know, I got this tough gun and it is what it is.
Yeah, it's like Ghost Recon lost its identity, what it has always been, and was just, you know, a mix up of a bunch of other things they were just experimenting with. To who knows what they were thinking, but you know, they went back to the drawing board, released this. I might jump back into it, but shifting gears again, still talking about Ubisoft. That Warlords of New York City, I think all of us here have played it. What are y'all thinking about that? Don't everybody jump in at once.
Warlords is good. I mean, it's like a whole new game. I think they could expand it a little more on it, because for $30, I don't think it's worth it.
Okay.
But you know, you do get your 5 bad guys you gotta get, you know. But then after that, it's like that's it. You know, you want more.
Okay.
Maybe they should have expanded the map out, not limited to just the 5 lieutenants.
Mm-hmm.
Because DC is bigger than the New York.
It is. Mm-hmm.
It's way bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they should have taken their time, or maybe they should have just came out with the other game called Division 3, you know, New York, and done it like that.
Right. Well, what does anybody else think? Or Javi, I'm sorry, I don't know if I cut you off or not. All right. Everybody else who played it in here, what do y'all think? Y'all with Javi on this, or how much of the game have you played? You know, has it kept your attention past the story? Fighting the 5 lieutenants. I'm not gonna spoil anything. Try not to spoil anything in case no one has gotten that far. But what do y'all think?
Let me go ahead and be straight. I have Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I've played it with most of you cat. I've never beat the game. Haven't beat a single lieutenant.
Well, we're not talking about Breakpoint. We're talking about Warlords. NYC.
We on Division?
Yeah, Division. What do you think about Warlords?
Oh, I like Division, and they're about to drop a patch update tomorrow.
Right.
I think the game is awesome. I've been a Division fan for a long time. It's sexy to me, so I'm good.
So you good past the story that, you know, the 5 lieutenants, we're not gonna spoil it for anybody. But past that, how do you feel about the game? Did it open up? Did it offer anything that just caught your attention and said, hey, I'm gonna come back and play this? What do y'all think?
I still play the game. I still go back and I play it now. It's hard to find people that want to play it, but I think it's a great game. I think they expanded it. I think they added more new weapons. I mean, every time a game like Division comes out, it needs a fix here, it needs a fix there, but what MMO massive multiplayer game doesn't?
How y'all feeling about seasons? Because that, you know, that's something they implemented in Division now, like they have over here on Ghost, on Breakpoint, the seasons.
I don't like the fact that I got to pay for it.
Okay.
I mean, just being straight up.
I think it adds a nice element, but the fact that you gotta pay, I think an update like that is something that should just, you know, that's something you could grace us with, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Division. I've always liked Division. Actually, that's where I, you know, got into it. Y'all brothers is Division. That's where I really like met everybody, and you know, y'all welcomed me into the fold, so to speak. You know, with that being said, though, I love the intensity of it, because I think every single night we were playing, it was like, man, this is intense. Intense. Like, we got to get here. We gotta do this. With the new Warlords DLC, I love the story. I really feel like it's gripping. Even though I haven't played much of it, I like it. However, my one little thing is about it is that once you start it, you're stuck in it until you finish.
Yeah.
That part I don't like.
Once you go to New York, you can't leave New York until you finish it. Yeah, I agree.
You know,
they want you to play the
well, I mean,
yeah, but I'm with Nate.
You know,
they shouldn't like trap you somewhere to just experience the content.
Think about it. Now, when y'all are playing, now I can't play with y'all. So if you guys have went ahead, I can't play with you. If you're, I think that it would have been better if, you know, it made you hop around just a little bit, and because I think to the gamer, it opens it up a lot more. It gives you, it gives that illusion of, oh man, I'm traveling to 2 states. Like, this game is huge. Like,
right.
Which you don't. Back to New York, and I gotta go track this guy down here. Like, imagine looking for clues to find out this lieutenant, and you gotta bounce back and forth between New York and DC just to find this guy.
Right.
There's so much more, you know,
right.
meat. However, you know, being stuck in a 5-block radius to find things, it's like, okay, well, I found the first guy. I know where he's at. So basically, I do these 3 missions and I find him. It's like, okay, it just didn't give me that, you know, it's a DLC. Yeah. But I think it would have been awesome to open it up a little bit. That's just my theory.
And I agree with you 110%. Go ahead, Javi. What were you going to say?
I didn't know you were trapped in New York. I thought you could go back to DC.
Yeah, you are.
Time.
Yeah.
But as far as the subscriptions, I think that could work if each, because subscriptions don't. When you say that, I think about Rainbow Six, and I'm like, who has paid for year 2 or year 3 or year 4 or whatever year they're on? I don't think nobody.
No, you're wrong about that. Rainbow Six is a very big esports game now, so people are paying.
Yeah, and I just want to jump in here, guys, and say that, because I don't want to ignore the chat. Paco says it would probably be better if they do a season pass thing that includes all future maps. Now, there is that, you know, there is a season, the year one pass, and you know, so that is something that exists. What I'm talking about is the seasons that they've included, like in Breakpoint, and there's 2 tracks on that. There's the one that you don't have to pay nothing. You can play the game, you can grind the game, and you'll get, you know, whatever, you know, your achievements and stuff like that, whatever. And then there's the paid track that adds additional content. So it's not like you have to purchase it. That's, you know, voluntary.
Yeah, but
So I just want to bring clarification on that.
I mean, because usually when it's something like that, like that you have to pay for something, what is it, like they give you 16,000 credits, or they give you a gold gun, and you're just like, wow.
Yeah, no,
okay.
what they give you is like cosmetic stuff, skins, stuff like that. And what they've said in their state of the game is that content, once a season is done and whatnot, it's gonna eventually be put into the RNG pool, so you can actually be playing the game and you can get that stuff as well. You got an opportunity to get it, so it's not like it's gonna be locked away, you know, behind paid content. You're not getting items that are gonna cause you to, you know, not pay to win. So yeah, I just wanted to just be clear on that. I'm not sure if you guys were like aware of that or not. So, but I agree with you guys as far as being stuck in New York and not being given the option to leave New York until you finish the content. That's kind of, but you do get, again, without spoiling, you do get the opportunity. The game does open up after you beat all the lieutenants. Like, that's when you realize the content that's really there. So if you haven't gotten to that, then maybe you should hold on, and maybe your opinion might change afterwards. I don't know. Have you guys finished it?
I'm still going through it, but I just kind of feel like, and I get it. I get it. I think it's just a way of the world when it comes to games like that. You know, you have to get to this level or to this thing in order to open up the game to its fullest capacity. You know, you got to get to this gear score. You know, in Division 1, it was the infamous, hey, when you get to this level, then you can open up all the tiers and you can really, you know, experience this and experience that. So, I mean, I get it. But I still don't like the fact, like, as far as the story just being stuck, it doesn't, yeah, I just wish that you could hop back and forth and give me the option of saying, hey, I want to go to New York and do this, or hey, I want to go back and do this mission. And I understand why you do it, but it's like being held captive there. And then say if I'm telling somebody, yo, you got to get this game, man, I just got this DLC. They get the DLC, but they're not at the point where they can jump in or whatever. Then it's like, I can't talk to you, I can't play with you because I'm stuck in New York.
Right.
Or they fired up the DLC and they're like, oh crap, I wasn't prepared for this. I need to go back to Washington and get ready. Nope, no, you can't. You there.
Right.
Unless you uninstall it and then reinstall it again.
Right.
Well, but the thing is, with Warlords of New York, you're getting level boosted, new gear, and you're only playing the game for what? A couple of hours?
No, but I get what he's saying, Jay. Like, for you and me, like when you and I went through the content, yeah, it's a couple of hours because we smashed that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, the content for us was no thing because we jumped on it and we smashed it. But when you don't have like the time and you jump in, let's say on a Friday night, and you're gonna play an hour or two, and unless you got some help, you're not gonna smash it like that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take you a little bit. So, but I agree 100% with Nate. It shouldn't have like locked you in, you know, or walled you. It should have gave you the option like, okay, you could come back to New York and continue the hunt, you know, because the content is there. And I agree with that. Like, I don't want content to lock me into something and say, no, you can't go nowhere until you beat this boss or pass this level or clear this area. Like, I don't like when games do that. I mean, unless the game is built that way, and Division did not have to be built that way. Like, at least for this content, I don't think it was a good move, and I agree.
Well, either way, they got to make it interesting for people to come back. I mean, if you didn't like Warlords, guess what? You wasted your $30, and all you would have did is stayed in Washington. So, the fact that they made you experience New York, I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah,
Not at all.
but it's not the experience, Jay. Like, I flew in from Washington into New York, but now I can't go back to Washington until I take down these lieutenants and their boss. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like put yourself in these shoes.
Like, let me jump in here.
Go ahead.
Now, I got one lieutenant and the big boss. Now, Paco was asking me the other day about it, and you know, we were talking about it, and if I wanted to, you see, I didn't know you were stuck. So let's say Paco was like, well, let's jump on Division, play a little bit. I would have said, okay. And I would have had to tell him, I can't play. I don't know why.
Right.
I'm stuck in New York or whatever.
That's the point.
Well, here's my
that's the problem.
here's my counterpoint. If you are stuck and you want to get out, why wouldn't you call or contact In Time, me?
But what if you don't have those people, Jay? That's the point. What if you don't have nobody?
Yeah.
What if you have nobody?
Right.
That's the point.
Right.
Then you can play with randos. Come on now.
What if you don't want to play with randos?
Then what are you buying the game in the first place for?
Brother,
Listen,
how many
Jay,
people
you were
play
playing-
the Division solo? Come on now.
I know.
Come on
I
now.
played it solo until
Okay.
I met you. So
But that's my point, Jay. What if you never met somebody? What if you just play solo? You got no friends. You a hermit. You don't socialize. Whatever. Like, that's the point.
You got some problems if that's the case.
But you know where I'm coming from, brother. Like I understand what they're saying. Like Javi just made a valid point. He had no idea that he was stuck, that he had to complete the content. Why? Because he's playing with us, right? But if he was gonna invite Paco, or Paco better yet said, hey, I want to get back into the Division, but Paco doesn't have Warlords of New York. And Javi said, yeah, go ahead, man. I'll jump in with you. We'll run some missions in DC. And Javi boots up the game.
Yeah.
He's going to be in New York. He can't go to Washington. Even if Paco invited him into the game, he can't go back because he didn't finish the content.
And my thing, just to add to that, think about it. Me and Javi can be like, oh, so then, okay, hey, well, let's help each other because we're both stuck in New York. Okay, fine. Let's play with some randos. I played with a rando the other day, and we were failing at this one part. Next thing you know, all I hear is, you are now the party leader. So that dude left me in the middle of a boss fight, and I was just like, all right, I'm done. Like, then, but think about it this way. To me, it creates that whole, it's that whole Destiny feel again. It goes back to that whole Destiny feel again. Like, oh man, you ain't on this level. Dang man, what we about to do is raid without you, bro.
Exactly.
We'll get back. You know what I mean? And then and then it's kind of just like, all right. And I mean, and let's just forget about us and forget about like our viewpoint. If I'm gonna make it for people and I'm trying to sell this DLC and make it worth their while, I'm gonna open it up. I'm not gonna wall you in because I'm shooting myself in the foot because think about it. If your games are gonna sell itself, because you're gonna have friends who are gonna say, "Yo, get that, we can play together. Oh, I can level you up real quick." Oh, nah, I can't because I'm stuck here in this level. Then it's just like, okay, you're not gonna push it out that much. That's a perspective. It is what it is. Eventually, I'll get to it and I'll beat it. Now I know Javi got it. Hey, I'll go ahead and do that. We'll probably persuade Paco to go ahead and get the DLC, so that way the three of us can do it. We know ways around it. We can do it.
Yeah,
it is what it is. But
I'm here that I'll be willing, and Jay's here is willing to play the content again and again and again. Like, we don't care. Like, I enjoy it, but I get where you're coming from and saying, if you're not that cat that has people, you're that solo guy, that solo player, and randos is a no-go. Like, I don't play with randos. I don't.
I've never played with a rando, so listen to me talking about randos. I don't.
Well, think about it this way. That night, me and you, Jay, were talking, and then you had an emergency, so you left. There was a rando in there playing with me, and then he just bucked and left. So once the rando left, and I was in a tough situation, I was just like, well, time for me to go too, because I ain't gonna beat this level without help.
Exactly. And I know that there's games. Go ahead, Hobby.
Yeah, and that's how Division could actually make a little more money too. If every downloadable content was a new city, a new major city, that would be awesome. Chicago, do Atlanta, do LA, that downloadable content all day. Lower the price point a little bit and just have like, oh, you need to airlift to LA. They need help over there, blah 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 blah. They need some ghosts over there. That will.
And it's not ghosts, it's agents. Got the wrong game. But I'll tell you this.
I call them all ghosts.
But I'll tell you this.
They're all ghosts.
And that you just said, Javi, is something that might be a reality, because in the game, if you hear some of the NPCs talking sometimes, they ask, I wonder how things are in Boston. And I've heard, I wonder how things are in Jersey. So it might be areas that they're looking to explore. But, that's another topic for another time. But you guys bring up a good point. And I don't know if it's Activision still does it, that they kind of like separate the Call of Duty community by locking some of their stages like behind like a pass or something, so like it won't be in your map rotation for Call of Duty or whatever if you don't have like a certain package or something. I don't know if that's correct or not. Somebody talk to me about that if y'all know better than me.
I don't know nothing about that.
But those practices are out there that it's like, I think like we just mentioned the game Destiny got wise to it, and they were like, hey, you know what, we don't want to fracture the community, we don't want anyone to be missing out on content, so we're not going to make people buy this, because if you don't have it then you can't play on the PvP side, and they just made it available to everyone. But some companies do that. They go, hey, we got this map pack, and if you own it but your friends don't own it, and the map comes up, you ain't gonna be on that map.
I never really sat down and played Destiny, but I've heard stories from Destiny heads that have played it. But from my perspective, what could the Division learn from Destiny?
I think they've already been learning a whole bunch. Implementation's another thing, because at the end of the day, and I said it a few episodes back, I hate Ubisoft and Massive, because when you heard the community talking about, oh, we want to see this, and this needs to be fixed, and this needs to be patched, and they need to include this, and they need to take away that. How long was that conversation and some of those topics out there, and it felt like they're not listening? Like, they're just doing their own thing, and then they release this Warlords of New York, and they bring a bunch of stuff that we wanted. And it's like, come on, you could have said something like, hey, we're working on this and it's coming up. We can't get into details, but we're hearing you. We didn't hear none of that. We just kind of like saw them stone-faced, pretty much just saying, oh yeah, we know, but let's tell you what we're working on. Like, it wasn't really communicated. I don't know.
Well,
I felt ignored.
Well, I'm sure you're not the only one that feels that way. But I mean, for most companies, the idea is to make money. And they accomplished what they set out to do, which was make money. Regardless of we like it or not, if you like the content and you're going to buy the content, they made their money. Period.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
I mean, we know, and we can conclude, let's be honest. I'm just going to be 100 right now. Every podcast that talks about gaming or talks about any sort of service, entertainment, we can end every show and every podcast with the same words that you just said, Jay. At the end of the day, they're going to make money. If you like the content you buy, yeah, we could. We talking about, for argument's sake, you know what? We know that. We're not stupid. We're educated consumers. Some of us are more passionate than others about gaming and this and that and the other, blah, blah, blah. But this is what we would like to see. And this is the changes. And you know what? I want to believe that there are some developers out there that do hear, their fans. And they don't go the path that some of these other developers had gone. Look at us talking about PlayStation tonight. The thing that makes me upset about PlayStation, it's not that they're not a good company. They're Sony, okay? They make amazing games. They make amazing products. I've enjoyed Sony products before PlayStation, okay? But the thing is, when you get cocky and you start riding that horse and your poop don't stink, sooner or later, you're going to get knocked upside your head. And I don't want to see Sony, Xbox, Nintendo get so high-minded that they fail. I don't want to see none of these companies fail. But the flip side of that is, okay, if you're going to be cocky, if you're going to be nasty in your practices, guess what? I might be one of 100 million, but you ain't getting my money, and I'm going to let you know what I feel. I'm not just going to fold over and be like, it is what it is, because it ain't what it ain't. That's how I feel about it.
But that's 101. I think that's business 101. I mean, you can even take it back. Look at a lot of other companies who once they hit the mountaintop, they said, well, shoot, who cares now? I'm on the mountaintop, so I don't need to do this no more. Let's talk about Sears. Sears was known forever because they listened to the customer. They gave everything to the customer. It was, hey, you can bring it. You know what? We got you. You bring it back. We got you. Because it got that logo on there, we got you. Got them a lot of traffic. But the minute somewhere on the top they got there and they were like, you know what? Nah, I ain't got to change, fam. I ain't got to change nothing because we Sears. We got decades behind us. It speak for itself. We ain't got to change nothing, fam.
You know, Nate.
And slowly it deteriorated until now. Look at it. Where can you find one within 50 miles?
You can't.
Where can you find one?
You know what?
Because they deteriorated off the block.
Yeah, you know what? And
pride come before the fall.
Yeah, pride come before the fall. And I'm gonna say this, and maybe this is gonna be the rant to end it. But GameStop would not be in the position that they're in right now, where they have to come out of their face and say, oh, we can't close our doors because we're an essential business during this time of crises. No, you're not, fam. No, you're not. No, you're not a pharmacy. You're not a grocery store. You're not a Walmart. You're a game business. And I can get all your games digitally. And I love the manager in my GameStop, in my local GameStop. I don't want them to fail. But why do they have to convince themselves and come out of their face and put their employees in jeopardy and say, nah, y'all ain't gonna close? And if the cops come around, y'all cite this like law or something that FEMA put out that are exceptions, and you tell them, no, we're an essential business. Nah, fam, you fooling yourself.
Now,
That's not happening.
They finally shut it.
No, listen, brother. They shut it down. You know what they did? Because I don't know if you got the email. They shut it down, but they ain't shut down. You can actually call them and say, hey, you got this game? Or you could go online. You can order it to the store, and then you go to the store. You call them, and you say, hey, I'm going to go pick up my game. And they're at the store. And they will bring you the game to the door. They ain't closed. They modified it.
It ain't that serious.
They can't close their stores. They can't.
Listen, I'll tell you what though.
They can't
Let
do
them
it.
digital games go on sale. They ain't gonna be making nothing.
But all I gotta say, because I didn't want to go on a rant, but we know, like, we can be real both ways, is what I'm trying to say. Like, we can say, okay, it is what it is, but I'm gonna flip it, because I mean, drama-free gaming, it is what it says, and it says what it is. It is what it is. But then I'm gonna say, at times, no, it ain't what it ain't. I'm not accepting it. That could be your truth and your reality, but no, because we still got a bunch of other companies out here and other people in other industries doing the right thing and got the following. So that's all I'm gonna say. You guys, we're gonna do outros, but I'm gonna let y'all speak your piece, and then we bouncing out of here. Go ahead, Nate.
Open up. I was gonna say something, but I think it was gonna jump down the rabbit hole and prolong this. But
Yeah, I don't want to stretch it past that.
no. But I'm just gonna say this though, because I feel like I have to.
Go ahead.
You know, when you talking about PlayStation, we're talking about companies that are doing right. Just watching one video and just hearing the mindset of the upper heads of Xbox and where their mind track is, their way of thinking is, I'm like, okay, they got a vision. Them boys got a vision. They gonna go somewhere with this system. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm like, they doing it right. They already got me for the next one, just based on just that mindset and that vision that they're carrying out. I mean, and that's when a company does it right. You know, because after all, that is what the debate's been.
Yeah.
Who has longevity? It's a quest to longevity as a company, and that's it. You know, is when you look beyond the product and you look at how long your features and benefits will serve the person that you're giving that product. That is where longevity comes in. You know, but if it's only going to be good for a certain amount of time, and then you know that you're going to have to make another product to do what that can't do, that's what we call living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
You know, you're living product to product basically until your product is obsolete, and guess what? Your company's obsolete. So that was my I'm gonna get off the soapbox.
Well, I appreciate it, but you know what? The thing that puts a fire under me is the damage control that you hear people from one side still trying to throw shade. And like you said, at Xbox, and Xbox is hitting all the right buttons, and you still hear people who unfortunately, want to be fanboys, and they're like, well, it ain't about teraflops no more. It ain't about power. It's about games. I don't want to hear that. Because the narrative, like I said, in 2013, oh, my box resolution is more powerful than yours. That's what I heard. I was there. And now it ain't about that because the specs came out. Because Xbox said, all right, you punched us in the face. We fell flat on our face. We goofed. We messed up. I ain't making no excuse for Xbox. Xbox sucked when it came out. It sucked. It sucked. I hated the Kinect. I hated shouting at my TV. I hated the box itself. It had no games. Okay. I went and bought a PlayStation. I traded my Xbox in and went and bought a PlayStation because there was no games on the Xbox. Okay. I'm the first one to admit it. But now, because of the circumstances, they said, not only are we going to turn ourselves around, but we're going to do the right thing. And now they're hitting all the right buttons. All I'm saying is, let's give props to where props is due. Don't tell me that it ain't about teraflops because Xbox Series X is going to smash the PlayStation. The specs are out. It's going to smash PlayStation. Now let's see with the games. When we know hardware, it's going to smash it. And it's not a minimal difference. Anybody that tells me, oh, it's a minimal difference. No, it's not. You don't know what you're talking about.
Nah.
Okay? Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. There is a big power difference. If you go build a PC, you would know. But since you don't know, you don't know. Anyways, the games. I want to see the games. And I'm confident that Xbox with 15 studios is going to produce a couple of games. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. Aside from third-party games, which are on both systems. But anyways, outros. Javi, thank you for being on the panel. What are you going to be doing with your life moving forward?
All I'm saying is that Sony better start bundling TVs.
You might be right.
Oh,
You might be right.
That was killer.
You might be right.
Yeah.
As a gamer, I'm worried for Sony. Sony lost their CEO, or their CEO rode off into the sunset, or he was ejected from the pilot seat. Whatever happened, I don't know what happened. The story never came out. But Ryan is his name. What's his face? Jim Ryan, bro. The brother, like, I don't know. He used to be the head of what's his company? The one that made Horizon. Gorilla is a developer. He got bumped up to CEO. The brother got as much personality as like paint. I don't know.
This brother said
It's just, I've never seen him crack a smile, crack a joke. Like, I mean, that's not a knock at him. It's like every time I've seen him, he's just dry. Like, I don't know. Maybe he's anti-gaming. Who knows? Anyways, but whatever. Javi, we'll see if Sony starts packing TVs with their new PlayStation 5s. I'll go get one if the price is right. We'll see.
I
The
know.
incentive.
Oh, Bill.
What's up, Jay? Let's do this outro. What you gonna be doing with your life?
Well, first off, those of you who have to deal with the C virus, I wish you good luck and good gaming. Because what else you got to do with your life? But either watch Hulu, which is acting like it's smoking crack,
Oh my gosh.
or a game.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the truth. That's the truth.
Yeah. Guys, test out your internet every day. Do a speed test because they might be throttling it. That's just a reality.
That everybody's family is okay. I know I'm getting a little serious at this point, but we had a great discussion. And I just want to wish the families out there, whether you're hurting or you're not hurting, stay safe. Do the right things. Look out for your neighbor. and always achieved a high score in gaming. Can't forget about that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm looking forward to Resident Evil 3. I'm looking forward to Final Fantasy Remake. That's why I got a PlayStation 4 as well. I'm always easy to find. You guys, please. Oh, I want to say, by the way, also to those who pay attention and listen, thank you for the 100.
Oh yeah.
It's been a while. Please feel free if you want more content. If there are things you want, leave a comment. We definitely see it. We definitely will read it. Whether we respond or not, can't give you an honest answer on.
I do.
But
I respond.
well, he'll respond. I might respond. I might not. I don't know. Because, I got kids. But anyway, no excuse. But I just want you guys to have a great day. All you guys here, take care of your families. Game hard. Show some love.
Most definitely. It is a time that, we can just buckle down, do what we need to do, take care of our own, take care of our neighbor. We're going to ride this through. Gaming is just that. It's fun. We get passionate about this hobby sometimes and we say what we say, but I think we say it from a place where we just want to see things better for everybody. And like I said, and I'll continue saying, I don't want no one to fail. I want these companies to thrive, but do what's right. Do what's right. And I'm not going to be one that's going to fold my arms and say, oh, it is what it is and I accept it. Nah, that's not me. That's just not my style. Anyways, guys, you can catch us, like I said before, on mixer.com/endtime. That's XEND, That's my gamer tag as well on PlayStation and on Xbox. Even though on PlayStation, I don't play online. I play only solo games on that. DarkDad99 on Mixer. Please give him a follow. I would appreciate that as well. Thank you for the 100 plus subscribers. We are a variety stream. We do this podcast at least once a week. You will find this podcast soon enough at anchor.fm/DFG podcast. That's something that I just opened up today, and that will push out this podcast to other platforms. I believe Spotify is one of those, Nate. You're more familiar with this, right? Spotify and what else?
Yeah, it'll push it out. Pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
So it makes it available?
It's going to make it available audio. And of course, if you want to catch the video, then you need to tune in to youtube.com/drama-free gaming. Also, I've put links to my Discord, to the community there, DFG. Come hang out with us, and there'll be a channel there also where you'll see all the video of the podcast as well. So I'll leave that link there in the chat, whether you're on YouTube or on Mixer catching this. Just hit the button and come hang out with us. We're just a bunch of gamers just doing life together. Anyway, guys, appreciate you being here. We're going to finish this up by saying, as always, keep your gaming and keep your life, especially your life, drama-free, people. Later.